chain reaction. Living underground. Ninjutsu action. It's a shell of a town. Turtles count it off.
2003 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the single greatest iteration. They had the old games from the 80s and 90s, you know, the old arcade, the classics, man. Turtles in Time, one of my favorite of the Ninja Turtles games, you know. Then you had 2007 from that movie. That was whatever to me because I was like, you know, how you gonna put single player in a Ninja Turtles game? That just don't make sense. But 2003 though, the junk was heat. My favorite animation, my favorite video game, you name it. The story of this game loosely follows the first season of the cartoon that was airing at the same time. There were some differences that I noticed, like Orokosaki wasn't there that early in the show. I believe Shredder was an Utram, like at first, but then there was the original Shredder that was Orokosaki, which was pretty cool. Now, as far as games in 2003 are concerned, this game, you know, the graphics, they did whatever. Up close, like in the cinematics, they look really goofy, and Casey is absolutely hideous.
It's nothing.
But while you're playing the game and you're moving around, it's cool. As for the actual combat of the game, the best part, man, we beating them up. There was combos in this game. I'm not gonna say like no other. It was really only a few combos that you can do, but with those few standard combos that you could do, you could string those together if you were a master. You could smack enemies in the air, but then you hit that dash in combination. The dash was OP. Each turtle actually had their own set of unique combos, which made playing each different turtle actually worth it. Donatello had good range, and he had some great juggling capabilities. Raphael, yeah, you know, he wasn't the best, but he had some moves that look sweet. Some of his moves were just super slow. His stun move is very slow. Leo is a fast fighter. He's really quick with a lot of his moves. And then Michelangelo. Mikey is the best character in the game. This game is the reason that he's my favorite turtle. Dude's goofy. He's quick. He's unorthodox, bro. The brother's all over the place. And his eat feet move is actually
incredible.
And then to go along with your standard attack combos, you had Shuriken that you could pick up in the game. The lightning Shuriken would stun your opponents, and then the fire Shuriken would literally just knock them down. And then when you're weary in battle, you need to quench your thirst, so to speak. You got your juices that you could pick up from the boxes. You got pizza. When you get tired of pizza, you got a nice, succulent barbecue bacon burger. And then they had a healthy variety of enemies for you to smack on and, you know, give the good old whooping to. Every few levels, they give you a couple new enemies. Like when you get to the 4th stage, they start introducing the legendary Foot Clan Ninja, which, you know, it's pretty cool to get into fighting them rather than just street thugs. And then at some point, they actually end up introducing Invisible Ninja to the game, which there's actually a pretty cool concept. On your little mini radar in the corner of the screen, they don't even show up. That's nice attention to detail that they do that for you. But they're definitely L's for whenever they bounce off your head. That's actually annoying. Now, the bosses in this game, I'm not gonna lie, these brothers were intimidating. Especially when you're like 6 years old running through the game, bruh. Some of these dudes will actually scare you. Now, don't get me wrong, the mini bosses like Dragon Face and then the Elite Foot Ninja, the dope dudes that had the hats, those dudes were cool and all. But then you had the big bosses like that brother Nanobot, man. Nightmares from fighting that dude. He gave me a lot of work as a kid. And this is only the 2nd main level in the game, by the way. And this dude would smack you around. Owie! If you didn't have an ounce of skill in video game back then, like, this was not easy. And I played through this game recently on the hardest difficulty. It wasn't that hard for me, obviously, because I just have the muscle memory and I know the ins and outs of this game. The Mystic Ninja were an awesome concept. Each of them had their own different type of ability, even though they all like kind of looked the same, but just with a reskin. Like the fire dude threw his little fire pillars up. The metal guy threw pinballs around, and then the water ninja. Man, that was a great time. Jump on top of something. Then you got bosses like Razor Fist that actually give you a pretty decent challenge where you can't just go head first and just attack because, you know, when he's guarding his face, you hit him even in the back where his weak spot is. Brother's just, he's gonna throw his back into you, you know what I'm saying? The ultimate source of nightmare fuel, though. Their brother King Nail. Look at the visuals that I'm showing you and tell me that you would not be terrified of this ugly beast in the 5th stage from the game. Notes from the Underground. You fight all these weird roach dudes. Like I said, Razor Fist, brother was ugly. Quarry, you know, he was quick, teleporting all over the place. But the final boss, that junk was scary. I feel like I don't have to say much. Also, each turtle has their own unique boss, which is a pretty cool feature. Michelangelo had Hun, the big hulking dude.
This is some nice steel. How about telling me who gave them to you?
Yo mama.
Donatello had Dr. Baxter Stockman, another scary boss. And then I think Leo fought Splinter and Raph fought Casey Jones. To get the true ending of the game, you actually had to beat the story with all 4 turtles, and then once you beat it, you got the true ending, which was facing Orokosaki. And that brother had some combos for you. And then after you beat the game, you actually unlock Splinter and Casey in story mode. You also unlock a challenge mode, which you can run through a gauntlet of all the bosses in the game. I think every single enemy, not just all the bosses. That's how you get Hamato Yoshi in the multiplayer. Level design was cool, man. There was some parts where the camera angles were dookie, but then like there were other parts where the camera angles actually kind of added to like the dramatic effect of the levels. And also the way that you get from level to level throughout the story is actually pretty cool. There are some levels where you take the subway, you know what I'm saying? And you'll just beat a bunch of enemies up in the subway, then you'll run across a bridge immediately after that, then you go to the junkyard, and that's cool. And then there's a level where you literally fight on top of a moving truck. Bro, the laws of physics can't compete. Soundtrack, man. I love classic video game soundtracks. I know we all do, bro. So when I tell you that the games that I grew up with, unbiased by the way, have the greatest soundtrack of all time, I'm not kidding, bro. This game, and I want you to find one for me. I challenge anybody to this. Find me one miss in this entire game. It doesn't have one. Every single song is a masterpiece.
I gotta tell you, it was perfect. Perfect. Everything, down to the last minute details.
In its own right. Some of them maybe don't hit as hard, but they're all really great. Tailored to the level very well, and they inspire you to kick ninja booty, man. Ninja booty. Booty. Some of these songs I've actually used in previous videos of mine. If you know anything about the Greg, you probably heard some of the songs that I'm playing in older videos. That should tell you something. All in all, if you haven't played this game, I would personally highly recommend it. I've seen some reviews recently where people were talking about, yeah, the game wasn't as good. It didn't capture the true beat 'em up and great style of the older games. I know some things are annoying, like the turtles saying the same voice lines over and over and over while fighting. But to me, that was part of its charm. I love just about everything about that game. And if they kept that basis, maybe added a few extra moves, kept how smooth it was, and moved on from there with the next two games that released, we would have got two more masterpieces. Unfortunately, they were like, yeah, let's change it all and make it slower. If you guys would like to see reviews on those games, though, I could do it. I'm actually never gonna play Battle Nexus. But I did play the third game as a kid with my best friend, and I'm not gonna lie, that game was fun, but it just wasn't the OG 03 Turtles. What do you guys think? I got the case actually right next to me. Case was beautiful, man. If you liked the video, drop kick the like button. I love all of you. Godspeed.
All right.